ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I hope all is well. We are, at time of recording of this video, we are April 13th, and the Chaos Dwarves have landed. So yeah, I'm going to be doing our first Chaos Dwarf campaign over in the Realm of Chaos. So obviously I want to see the storyline and enjoy the experience, and then we'll be moving over to Immortal Empires. So I've decided to go with Drazhoath the Ashen. I really thought he had a stellar starting position for the Realm of Chaos, so great way to learn their campaign and expand. So he starts with this is the starting army with, of course, a hero, an Infernal Castellan. He's got two settlements, this being a looks like a tower and a outpost. So yeah, what I'll be doing is you know, having a few turns and then starting the recording a couple turns from now and showing what I've learned, what is interesting about these, the failures I've made, the buildings I decided to go with and why, and the army I decided to build. So for the next few turns, it looks like I'll be going after the ogres to complete my province, and yeah, I'll see you all in future turns. Hello, and welcome to what's looking like the end of turn 8 for our campaign. So right now, we've, by turn 8, we've solidified our first province. And I do want to mention that I am playing on very hard campaign difficulty and normal battle difficulty. These are the settings that I find the funnest. I know many people like legendary difficulty or harder battle difficulties, but these seem to be the settings that I have the most fun playing anyway. So to give you a little context on what I did, so I did know from other folks who are posting videos and who had early access. I did not, of course, but those, I watched some of their videos and they did recommend building this building to start the Gorda's chain, and yeah, I went ahead and did that. So this is my current army. I'll touch point on that as well. So in the early battles against the ogres, the blunderbuss was very, very, very powerful. He was always getting really top damage in the fights. He did extremely well, like eating the ogre balls. I was really impressed with his combat, as well as the Kadai. Obviously, I mean, he's going into, I sent him after the Noblars and he was just like whipping them. I got lucky with getting this standard, and yeah, he just moves that much quicker and destroys them. So far, I'm not a big fan of the Infernal Castellan. I do like, obviously, the fact that he's just this is enough, but yeah, in combat I didn't notice him doing very much, so I started building out his line here to see. I decided to go the sniper line, I guess. This one's more of a shotgun explosion line, but I'm gonna keep him in the back and see if he can do a little bit more. So yeah, this is so far what I'm building him. So I started looking into how their materials and everything works. So I got a little bit worried about how the labor worked. So as you can see here, my control isn't doing very good, and because of it I'm losing a lot of labor. But as you notice, I have quite a high amount of labor, and that's partially due to me being paranoid and me investing a lot of our Lord's skills early into Tyrant so that I would get as much labor as possible. And honestly, it turned out to my benefit because they have an ability here called Rush Construction. So to move forward with the narrative, I need to build the high-powered drill. They have the big drill of Hashut here, where my next unlock, I need to build that item. So why not, right? I've assembled quite a bit of labor. I have the extra 500. I've crippled Gorst. He fell for an ambush. He sent a secondary army over here, fell for an ambush with me, and having all these archers is just mulched through that army. He had a bunch of zombies and ghouls, and they just got mulched by these. So then I took the fight to him and started sacking his settlement. So I'm gonna turn his settlement into a sack city for a little bit, because I do want to build our dear friend Gordus out. He's got crazy buffs. I mean, people who've watched other videos definitely must know. Everybody praises him, and I was looking at some of these abilities, and there's a good reason. I mean, obviously I'm going regeneration, very much needed, but just his first one, 20% off, and then now I've got a lot of range, so I'm just going to build this out. Very, very strong. So again, I started unlocking these abilities. So my first caravan, I'm going to be using money to exchange for labor, because again, I was worried that I would run out of labor, and it seems like the whole economy runs off of labor. Like, you need labor to build raw outposts, and this building needed the raw materials to construct, so I was like holding off on upgrading everything else. Well, these were money, which is fine. I have no problem with that, but yeah, so up here in the plains, so as you can see, having a caravan, kind of like playing Cathay, you discover quite a bit of the world. So if we look up here, I have a convoy overseer, and right now I'm going very defensive. His army's getting quite beat up along the way, so I'm making sure he's got casualty and trying to minimize his odds of getting ambushed, giving him the most chance he can. Yeah, he got into a few big fights along the way. And yeah, so that's where I am. I've just unlocked Tower of Tsar. I'm going to be going over that shortly in the next upcoming turns to figure out what's going on. But yeah, that is turn 8. I will be back with on the next couple of turns. Thank you. Here we are at the end of turn 15. So, a couple of things I learned. So when I went ahead and rushed this building from our last video, there really wasn't a point, because unfortunately that did not leave me with enough raw materials to build this building. So this was kind of a waste, but a good learning experience. I got to plan ahead. So a couple of things that happened. I also stated in the last portion, or last segment on turn 8, that I was going to sack and attack the haunted forest over and over again. After I attacked it again, it offered me only about 16 laborers, so I didn't really see a point. I just kind of conquered it, and how do I say this? I've almost forgot about it. I have this going in to try to help with the control, and yeah, not much going on with the haunted forest. I almost consider I should have maybe raised it, but maybe it comes in handy in the future. We'll see. So back to our Noblar country. The control is getting really, really bad. So luckily for us, there was a lord with a really good trait to start to help with that and control the province. So I went ahead and I took him, and he's sitting in here. Past that, we started going aggressive on the buildings that could potentially give control. So we have this one here. We purchased this here, and we're upgrading it. And we just went and upgraded this flayed rock to the max because it has a unique building, which is exactly what we need. Control is crucial to the Chaos Dwarves, but we're running into a bit of a labor issue yet again. So we had a quest battle that unlocked when we upgraded this, and the quest battle was relatively easy. Some dwarves, some miners, a couple cannons. You come in with a backup army. It was very, very easy, and once that was done, you now unlock the next tiers, the next tier of the quest. So pretty much this is what I think the main mission is to go around and fight these battles or do these missions. So I got kind of curious about this one down here, thinking that my army could do it. So I sent my main army south, and unfortunately this thing's pretty stacked. I do not think that my army is ready to take on a Drazhoath with, you know, this is a pretty intense fight, a level 20. This is currently what my army is. It's pretty much what it was before, except for I swapped out two Hobgoblin Cutthroats for Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, so that you know, Gordes can lead those two into battle. There'll be like a detachment unit to help out. So to make the best of the situation, I don't think I'm going to go ahead and attack him just yet. I might just land here and fight these guys. Take this on. So hopefully that will give me the labor to sustain. So the Tower of Tsar, it's honestly really, really good. Right away, I was struggling. The next thing was with raw materials, which that's why the minute I saw this one, I jumped for it. It gives 100 extra per turn, just solid. The other one that I thought was interesting was this at casual, but I haven't really had any issues with casualty replenishment this game. I feel like Gordes is doing his job. They have some other interesting ones. These I have no idea what they're going to give, so I haven't jumped on them just yet. But nothing that maybe armaments in the future. But yeah, there's some interesting ones. Income might be nice, but I'm in the labor mode, so nothing really. I guess I should go ahead and purchase something. Let's try it. Increase my funds a little bit. Outside of this, I'll show you a little bit on what I'm doing in the tech tree. So diplomacy, actually, I'm pretty much at war with these two. So once that quest was unlocked and it gave me visibility over these folk, I guess it goes directly to war with them. You start with a trade agreement with the servants of the Conclave. And I haven't really, like, I would love to be friends with Greasus, but
Boss of bosses.
It doesn't seem to be in the cards. I haven't really found any mutual.
What?
Maybe I can declare. Let's see.
You dare approach a lord of the Dowie in such a manner?
War unceasing.
Hold, master. You've made the fatal mistake of thinking you can beat Greasus.
Nah, he's not a big fan of me.
Norska.
That's okay. He's at war with two other factions, so I don't think he's going to be too aggressive with me just yet. And I'll have to build out this guy's army very soon. So going into the tech tree. It's awesome. It's large. It's got all kinds of stuff. I was spoiled for choice, and I kind of jumped around quite frequently. So I started, the first technology was the following. I wanted the upkeep reduction, and I kind of knew I was going to be going hobgoblin, so I figured why not. So I purchased this to start, and then I went over into the industry to get the laborers, and then I hopped over again because I started seeing how vital control is. And I'll be honest with you, if I was to redo the campaign or anything, I would probably go with control right away. Control is very, very, very vital, I'm noticing, to the Chaos Dwarves. Extremely so. And yeah, so that's about it. As you can see, the funds are a little bit weak. I'm stretched a little bit thin, and again, my idea coming down here, I really didn't expect it to be so strong. I wish I had known beforehand, but we'll try to make the best of it by attacking there and hopefully gain some laborers so nothing bad happens. Perfect. Thanks all, and I'll see you all in a couple of turns. Hello. So, here we are now at the end of turn 25, and I feel like we're getting our resources a lot more under control. I'll just give you a quick look at the Empire. So yeah, we did indeed defeat the lizardmen over here. I was really surprised to see how big of an advantage I had when I went to the auto-resolve in this battle. I figured I'd have to fight it manually and I was going to lose a few guys, but the minute I did it, the auto-resolve was heavily in my favor, so I took it. And yeah, no regrets there. So a little bit more on the different types of settlements. On these one-off places, like the one location provinces, I definitely recommend turning them into towers. The reason behind it is because these are where we get the turn points. So I've been, yeah, I've created this one as a tower, this one as a tower, so it's really helping me build my conclave. And we're one away here from finishing the industry. Yeah, everything's been pretty good here. These are all pretty powerful, but I'm really excited to get into tier 2, like the construction time, conclaves for factories. So, as far as diplomacy goes, where I am right now, I managed to get a non-aggression and a trade agreement with Greasus, which is pretty much what I wanted. I want Greasus to leave me alone while I do my thing in the south. And yeah, we just helped declare war on a couple of his enemies, Krakazorn and the Blood Maw. And if they come, they come. But yeah, so pretty much over here, we're using this place. We're going to start building it out gradually. The control is low. So the number one thing, and when I do another Chaos Dwarf campaign, now I know, most important thing is control. Control keeps the laborers at work, stops them from dying. Like, we're starting to get full control here. Then with control, the laborers stay. The laborers help you get your raw material. Your raw material, then you get this. So these are the buildings with the control. This place is excellent, helping me out with, you know, control all over the place. I have this place in one of the factory settlements that's helping me out with the raw material, which I'm receiving from mine shafts. As you can see, the workload keeps increasing. I've removed the hobgoblin building here and decided to go with another strip mine since I don't really have an army here. And over here I elected to get the Kadai chain The reason behind it is I definitely want to have one of their heroes, the Demon Smiths. I want to try them out. But B, I think what I'm going to end up doing very soon is the Tyrant of the Black Tower. It reduces Kadai's upkeep. So I definitely want to play into his theme and go with the Kadai and get the reduced upkeep. So I'm down to go that route and try that out. And then what I'll end up doing is probably moving, once I can afford it, start moving Goldes and his hobgoblins over to my secondary army. I'm growing very slight with, you know, low cost units. He's kind of just following them around, doing everything. What I really like about this campaign, and I'm really happy it's the first one because I definitely made mistakes, as you guys could probably notice, is nobody's really aggressive with me. Like, I haven't felt under much pressure at all, like in this little pocket. I killed another ogre faction that was or orc faction, sorry, over here for Pig Barter and Darkhold. Darkhold, I will be building that chain. I'm just leaving this here so I can recruit another blunderbuss. And now I'm going to go after Emmerich to solidify this and then start moving up here. But pretty, you know, relaxed campaign so far. Like, I made a lot of mistakes and the AI didn't capitalize on any of them. So I do recommend this as, so far, as somebody's first campaign if they want to try Chaos Dwarves and learn this. This is excellent. This has a lot, and probably a lot that I still need to touch. Like, I haven't had the privilege of using, well, then again, I have quite a bit of laborers now. So there's even more to it that I haven't really played with. Maybe I do this and kill off some laborers, this thing. But anyway, let's try this out. Let's see if this kill laborers to sustain laborers. So right now, as you can see, I'm about to get, I believe it's the Plane of Bones. I'm about to have some workforce going here because I want to build out more armaments, because the armaments is what helps us get our more elite infantry. I want to get these Kadais, and they take 750 armaments. I'm really not producing much, which is definitely my fault. I made mistakes early in the game, but that I'm going to rectify. Once I get this top tier, this building will be, I think it's called an assembly line. Yes, an assembly line. So I'm going to build a second assembly line. I have one in one of my newer provinces to help push those armaments forward, as we're producing pretty good raw materials, and we'll definitely be upping that once this is done. So yeah, I will continue on pushing this way. Hopefully Emmerich doesn't give me much trouble. I don't think he will with these two stacks. And then trying to fix up my economic buildings over here and pushing down. We have the non-aggression pack and the trade agreement with Greece, so hopefully he won't be changing his mind and declaring war on me, because if so, it would be a nasty retreat having to go all the way up or having to build an army. I just don't have the funds currently, but yeah, so I still don't have anything ready to go here. None of these have been unlocked just yet. I can push down here very soon, but I need to build something a little bit stronger for a good friend. I'm gonna show you guys what I've been doing skill-wise. So for him, I mean, Inspiring Presence and Root Marcher seems to be a go-to, and then I'm building out his magic line. For Drazhoath, Drazhoath, we got his unique skill line down here. I really want to finish his magic because he's got this long Years of Exile, so I think he boosts this spell up like crazy, which I'm down to try. But right now, yeah, the only one I haven't gotten up here is for the Kadai, because just got the building and I can't even produce these yet, so that'll be coming soon. But yeah, he's been really, really powerful. Now that he's on Cinder Breath, he's really, really good. Again, I kind of find him very average in the battles that I've done with him. He's okay. He's alright. I mean, again, anybody who has increased mobility is good by my books. It's just combat-wise, it's just been okay.
Cinder Barrage.
Again, he's really, really, really powerful. That's kind of why I just don't want both these two together very soon. I want to gift him to Namtar Firesmith, so that, you know, at least my two strongest unique units are separated, and I'll have like two really, really powerful stacks. Like, he's really good. And yeah, that's it, and I'll see you in a couple turns.
Cascaran Roof.
Hello everyone, so here we are at the end of turn 33. So as you can see, we've taken quite a bit new territory. The Plain of Bones and the Wolflands are now under our control. Our economy is pretty much fixed. I have to say, it's been a while since I played Realm of Chaos, and I didn't realize how much of a pushover Imric was. I would have, you know, not have hesitated before, but he really had a very mediocre army. I actually had to go and save again just to make double sure that I'm still playing on very hard. I definitely am. So yeah, we'll. I was kind of surprised to see how little of a fight Imric took. So with that said, we started building out everything. Our armaments is the newest resource that I've been upgrading, because our raw materials are in a really, really good space. Our labor is okay. Again, if there's one thing I'm going to take out of this Realm of Chaos campaign, it's prioritizing control in my next Chaos Dwarf campaign. It really is essential. I'm happy I did this in the Realm of Chaos campaign, where it seems very easy, because if I was learning these mechanics in Immortal Empires, I'm sure the AI would have capitalized. But yeah, if anything, control. You get your control so that you're not bleeding out labor, and your labor will generate your raw materials. Different buildings need different things. Then you have your factories who have the assembly lines to help you build armaments. So in our tech tree, we went ahead and we started going up this route to get malicious compliance, which was really, that was huge. And now we're heading on our way to get Architect's Decree. For those of you who don't know, you can type in whatever keyword you're looking for in the bottom. This is such a good, even though some of them, like this one, doesn't really benefit. It's not really what I'm looking for. But yeah, that's super handy to have. So that's pretty much what we're doing within the tech tree. Army-wise, since we took over the Fortress of ROC, I decided I wanted some meat in this army. So I know that I wanted to go Kadai, but I jumped into the Ironworks, and I'm about to move the 2 iron demons that I constructed over into Drazhoath's army. I'll probably have to move out 2 hobgoblin archers for the time being until I can make the merge over, because yeah, we want to get this army to be the more elites, the Kadais, the Chaos Dwarfs themselves, and then this army I'm gonna have mostly as laborers and move our hero Gordas over there. On top of that, I want to go into the Tower of Tsar, so everybody started pulling in their weight. I took over the industry district. They were really going aggressive in the sorcery district, but then randomly they hopped over into the military district, which is too bad. I would have loved that research rate, but that's fine. There we have immediately causes wall breaches when besieged. I mean, nothing bad there. The level 2 has some really cool stuff like summoning a Kadai. But I want to go with this, the Grand Reaper, because there's a chance of getting a unit capacity upgrade randomly for Kadai. So I think that that's going to be very, very beneficial. This one's also interesting because obviously getting the faster influences to produce more seats of power, because you can essentially confederate. So yeah, back to the campaign map, where we're going with this. So again, I want to show you how interesting the convoys get. So whenever you send them out, it seems like when they finish, you are gifted a new unit. So, you know, I did some deliveries with the ogres and Titan's Notch, and I got man-eaters. I did something with the vampire counts, like a Graveguard. But my other army, my other convoy, who's been doing even more stuff. Look how interesting his army looks. He has a Soul Grinder of Tzeentch, a Varkov. Like, this army's really, really cool. I'm very, for some reason he hasn't been attacked lately, but I really like to bring it to the field just to see how it plays out. This is a very strong army and getting stronger. So yeah, the convoy, I mean, I thought it was cool to have, you know, the High Elf Noble with Cathay when I picked one of those up, but this is at a whole other level. Like, random, when I saw the Soul Grinder Tzeentch, I was like, wow. So yeah, pretty much going back to what our missions are right now. I'm expanding left. I want to definitely get to this one so that we can stop the Grey Mountain from arriving in the final battle. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, how much it changes, but something I want to do. I want to expand this way. And now that all the Chaos Dwarves are kind of meeting up and we're getting technologies, we have, you know, quite a bit of trade agreements. Our friends, the Greases, don't necessarily hate us, so it started deteriorating again, but, you know, things aren't that bad. Things are going relatively well. So we have trade agreements. The Chaos Dwarves all seem to like each other. We're all working together for the seats of power. So yeah, everything's going well there. And I will see you in the future turns. All right. So here we are over 20 turns later at the end of turn 53. So not much, honestly, in this 20 turns were accomplished, unfortunately. We did double back and take out that army, and I decided to put it here to help out the casualty replenishment, and, you know, we need these all to go on. So pretty much myself and Zaten seem to be on going the same course to the west. We both seem to be traveling and kind of blocking each other's regions. Like, I go for a region and he decides to to come in here. And now I could go to war with him, but I kind of feel like I want to confederate him. And yeah, so I just haven't decided to do that. I'm starting to get the hang of this even further. You know, we started changing up. So, like I said before, I wanted Gordes to move into another Lord's army. So then this could be his, you know, mostly a cheap Hobgoblin army. I also have a Bull Centaur. The Bull Centaurs are pretty good so far. I have them at low level, but they, you know, I ride them into battle. They sit there and hurt things. They're doing pretty well. The reason why I still have some orc laborers is because we moved over to the west where I don't have any military buildings yet. As soon as possible, I plan on switching them out. So our legendary lord, Drazhoath the Ashen, we've kind of converted a few things. We left them with a few hobgoblin archers. They've been performing well even without Gordes. So we gave him a few bull centaurs, great centaurs, but these are the main focus that I'm doing on of his army. He has an ability that really buffs them up called Master of Hell. This thing's very powerful, gives them all physical resistance, and yeah, he's been doing really well. Also, I want to comment on Flames of Astrogoth because I really wanted to unlock it for the Long Years of Exile. This thing's a very powerful spell. He kind of is always the top damage dealer, like by a large portion, mainly I think due to that. Also, I'm liking Curse of Hashut quite a bit. On taking out heroes and lords and stuff. Those have been working out pretty well for myself. Again, he's my increased mobility guy. He's again, they're relatively new. I haven't really played too much with them. And yeah, I mean, Lore of Metal is always good. So I wanted to show you again the caravans because these armies are getting really, really wild and cool. Let's see here. Oops. Can I show their army? Army panel. So this one's was the one with the soul grinder. He hasn't changed too much actually. He's got arachnoid, really cool. The orcs were very gracious to lend me one of those, and I believe I have one more really cool army. Yeah, they got Graveguard, Infernal Ironsworn, and Ogres. So yeah, they're getting pretty cool. So besides that, one thing that I have noticed that, you know, might burn me in future plays of Chaos Dwarves is usually when I play Warhammer Immortal Empires, and my usual plays I play with a lot of walls, like garrison buildings to help these out. I've been super relaxed on them because there's just been nothing very aggressive with me. I don't feel like I'm ever under attack in Realm of Chaos, probably due to my starting position. Like, it's very calm from what I'm used to. So, and I'm learning these buildings, and every single building has so much value to how their economics work that I've been really just hanging back. And in Immortal Empires, you know, like in this game, Gorst was a joke, and Imric was really not what I expected. So I'm sure in Immortal Empires, like, I will be eager to build up the walls and whatnot. So that's one thing I'll have to think of when I switch over to Immortal Empires. I am enjoying this run, but it is easy. Like, now that I'm figured out the economy, now it's just, you know, me pushing this way. And the reason why I'm kind of letting Zatan go in here is in the Tower of Zar, at the end, it allows you to confederate. And I've been kind of switching gears to getting a lot of influence, and you know, we're up to 37 a turn. It's going up pretty fast, and you can sacrifice laborers to get more influence. So I've kind of been hanging back and doing that and pushing left. The next one we're headed for is over here, and then we're going to pick up these three. So yeah, that's the end of turn 53. Again, very slow. I know most Realm of Chaos campaigns are a bit quicker than this, especially with the dwarves, but again, I'm figuring them out. So I'm taking my sweet time and enjoying myself. One other thing I do want to mention. So as you probably saw, my Kadai Fireborns had barrier. So there is a manufacturer, and here you can click on the different things. So for me it was Kadai, and I can spend some armaments per turn to have different upgrades. So for me, I went with the barrier because, you know, why not? I was also thinking about giving them Forge Fire. I do want to let my armaments grow a little bit per turn, because right now I need them to build my economy buildings. Like I want to definitely get a Kadai Destroyer, so I've been saving up to build that in the future, and then afterwards I'll probably give both the Kadai and the because it's per unit, so this per unit. So right now the barrier is really cool. It's come in handy, like having these things walk in and take a little bit of a beating before even getting to the health. And if I can pull them out, I mean, they're pretty quick. So I pull them out for a bit, get the barrier back, and rush again. I've enjoyed it. I've had a good time. So yeah, that's turn 53. And I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so here we are, just finished the final battle, and we are done our campaign, all checkboxed. Yeah, very fun final battle. If you noticed, there's a pretty huge time jump just to get to the final battle when I was just about there. The reason behind that is you have to physically move your legendary lord. So I was over here in Slovenia somewhere, and I had to walk them all the way back to the Black Fortress to do the final battle. So that's why, and I kind of did the you know, more of a time skip. I wasn't really doing much with my other armies. I kind of wanted to end it because I'm really excited to try Immortal Empires. Honestly, I had a good time. This is a great campaign to learn the Chaos Dwarves. There wasn't very many early game threats. You know, I allied myself with the Greasus, played nice with him, and outside of that, I didn't see anything else. It was a great campaign, very fun. So things that I've learned, and to recap, of course, I kept talking about control. Very important thing. I will be doing that. And then I started thinking about, you know, like I said before, I like to play with, you know, walls and military, some kind of garrison. And I don't really necessarily see myself being able to do that, especially in Immortal Empires when I'm going to be more stretched for resources. What I noticed is there's no supply lines. So I'll probably take maybe an overseer or something, give him a bunch of laborers, and, you know, have him defend the area, go out and raid, level him up, maybe get him a hero or 2 or 3 even, and that would probably do it. You know, their garrisons aren't necessarily amazing, so why not, right? If there's no supply lines, and then move them out. You know, that this isn't really an amazing garrison. Like hobgoblins are okay, but they're no Chaos Dwarves. I definitely am hoping that one of the other legendary lures, maybe Drazhoath or Zatan, are Bull Centaur focused, because I definitely would love to build a very Bull Centaur focused army. The Kadai were super fun, but I really liked playing with these guys. These guys are very, very strong. Another thing I want to show is a little bit more of the labor system. So I think I have a province where, yes I do, here we go. So let's say I wanted to switch this to tier 5. Alright, it takes 10 turns to do that. And as you can see, you know, I have no laborers, so I can't rush it. So, Silver Road, cool. Go here, I have a ridiculous amount of laborers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Silver Road, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I got tons of cash, so no problem with that. Go back to the Silver Road, and voila, there we go. Super, super, super fun. So once you get really strong, you can go ahead and do that. So I went ahead and the reason why this is in the negative is I just went to the Hellforge and I boosted everyone up. So everyone I was going to take into the final battle. I mean, it's the final battle, so why not? So I gave you know, my Bull Centaurs regeneration, a little bit more mass, and you know, armor piercing and all that. I also saw they had barrier. I like barrier, so I might have removed the murderous charge for barrier had I had it available to me. But yeah, they're really strong. Very, very, very good units. So yeah, outside of that, I have a massive amount of influence. So yeah, I didn't do it. I could have confederated whenever. I probably could have confederated all three. I was just kind of playing, taking over some of the seats that give special effects like this. I took over Wrath of Tsar, but yeah, let's go ahead and see what happens if I take over one of these. You know what? I've been hand in hand with our friend Zatan for a while, so let's see if I take over his place. And it triggered the end game. Alright, well, I didn't expect that, but hey, I'm gonna take it. So I'm gonna end this video here, and I appreciate everybody for coming in and learning with me. I plan on making another video. They do take me a little bit of time to make. I apologize in advance, but I will be making one of another Chaos Dwarf video in the Immortal Empires, and probably after that one, I'm thinking of doing an Empire one. I want to get my hands on Alkia. I just finished her trilogy maybe a month or so ago. It was funny because I was reading her last book when they announced she was going to be the character, so it was pretty fun. But anyways, thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it, and have yourself an awesome day. Take care. Bye-bye.